the reason I want you to think about that is because as you're going through something, you always say to yourself like, yo, this is the worst time ever, right? This is the worst time of my life. This is the worst time of my life. Listen, let's be clear. But you can't have everything that happens to you be the worst time in your life. If you think that at 15, 16, 17, 18, you're in the worst time of your life, what about the rest of your life? I want you to pick a time that you consider to be your worst time. And I want you to run with that, right? When I was 18 years old, I watched my cousin laid out unalived, right? At that moment, I said to myself, yo, I'm gonna take this as the worst time of my life. There will never be another time worse than this. Why did I do that? So when something happens to you from this point on, you overcame what you already considered to be the worst. So when I seen my cousin laid out, no matter what happens to me right now, no matter what I'm going through mentally, emotionally, physically, I know how that tore me apart. So when I'm faced with a challenge, I'm like, yo, I done been through that. It gets no worse than that, right? I still have hope. I still have opportunity. Because what happens is if we don't, and we keep looking at everything as being the worst time we ever had to face, when do you give yourself a break? In the moment, you was feeling like, man, I'm never gonna be better. That moment of madness does not determine where you end up. One time, that was considered to be the hardest moment. And I want you to figure out how you got beyond that moment. And now that becomes the road that you take when the next thing comes up, when that next challenge, when that next test comes up. And what it does for you at that point, you start to feel like, if I made it through that, I could get through this. And then something else comes up. And you're like, yo, if I made it through that, I could get through this. And now your belief system starts to shift. And no longer are you focused on what happened or what's happening. You're focused on the time where you didn't think you was going to make it, but you made it.